All right. Hello, 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 folks. Come on in the house. Let's have a conversation. Hello, hello. Welcome to Love Coach Sessions Live. I'm your host, KTJ, and this is Love Coach Sessions Live. And I'm so glad to do it. Our show is about dating, our show is about relationships, show is about love. Our show is about helping you find exactly what you're looking for. And we are here every Monday and Wednesday to do just that. So today we got a good talk going on. We're talking about how to know if a man is about to break up with you. Look, I realize already that some of y'all don't care. Some of you say, well, look, I don't care. I don't care if he want to break up with me. Fine, well, go. See ya. Bye. Right? But there's a certain other group of you who don't want to be broken up with. So I'm going to not only tell you some signs to look for if a man is going to break up with you, and I'm going to tell you what to do about it. All right. We're not just going to leave you open. I'm going to tell you the signs, and then I'm going to tell you what to look for in these situations. So if this is your first time, come in, please hit that subscribe button, then hit the bell so you don't miss anything in the future. So when we come on live, you are right here and ready to rock. All right. And so if you're watching this show live, jump in the chat box. The chat box is wide open. Jump in, drop your comments, your suggestions, your opinion. Drop us your few cents in the chat room, in the chat right there as well. If you watch this on the replay, fill us in. Let us know what you think of what is being said, and we'll rock and roll from there. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this idea of a man, how to know if a man is about to break up with you. Now, something I want to tell you guys. For some of you that don't know, who may know, hey, LV, thank you so much for coming through. Look, some of you may know my background is from the social service business of working with men. I spent 15 to 17 years. I say 15 to 17 because I just lost count. But I spent a significant amount of time working with men, talking with men, listening to men, hearing their secrets, their reasons, the things that they do, and why they made the choices they made. And some of them choices was good and some of them weren't, right? And so in that time, I learned a few things that now I took that information and those pain points really, and I've taken them to the market of people who want to know why men do what they do. And so I talk to women about women. I talk to high quality women about finding high quality men for love and relationships. And so this kind of thing, I think this is a significant topic for a woman who actually wants a relationship with a guy, or is in a relationship with a guy and it's falling apart. All right. Like, listen, you put your time into these things. You put your life into these things. And, if it can be fixed, you want a good relationship. You don't want to be in and out of relationships every 3 months. Like you think you got something and for 2 weeks and then it fall apart. So I'm going to talk to you about what you can do when it's starting to fall apart and how it's going to help you out. So feel free to drop your comments in the chat room and let's get this going. All right. So let's talk about it. Number one, if you are in a relationship with a man, and you know what, before I get that number one, let me just talk about the mentality of a man, right? For men, when a man decides to get into a relationship, and he's like all in for real, when he decides, he is making a real commitment. Like if he's really serious about it, he's making a real commitment that this is my woman, right? And men decide that their feelings change, different things happen. Don't take it personal, first of all. I know it can be difficult, but don't take it personal. Sometimes a guy is going through his own things, right? He's going through his own things and it's got nothing to do with you. Some men are going through midlife crisis. Some men are going through, early life crisis. Look, with things that come up like the pandemic, men decide they start thinking differently. They start having different kind of priorities. And so I tell people, look, do your best not to get a divorce during the pandemic, right? Because sometimes a man is his mind, and even ladies too. Y'all get it too. Like you're dealing with things in your mind that you didn't deal with before. You've never had to deal with the scare of health and finance at the same time, and so there can be a lot of tension in our relationships just because of the nature of what's going on, right? So I tell them, I say, listen, man, be careful about breaking up during a stressful time, right? You don't want to do multiple stressful things at one time. You don't want to have a baby and buy a house at the same time, right? You don't want to go out and like the stress of getting a new job and moving to a new city at the same time, right? You don't want to have multiple stressors at the same time. So I'll get more into the solution, but one of the things you got to do is step back from it all and see, hey, wait a minute, what's really going on here? And examine it from there. So let's get into that. Number one, one way that you can know that a man is about to break up with you is the vibe is off. Listen to this, especially to the ladies, right? You were blessed by God with a sense of discernment, right? I feel like a woman's discernment is stronger and more powerful than a man's sense of discernment. Hey, Stacy, like I feel like the discernment of a woman can be really razor sharp, right? If she listens to it, if you incline your ear to it, I'm telling you, your discernment, the vibe is off. You come around, he leaves. You're sitting around. There's no conversation. There's no laughter. There's no bonding, right? You can feel it. No, look, nobody got to tell you if somebody you can feel when somebody don't like you, right? And you also can feel when the vibe is just not right, and they be like, "Oh, there's nothing wrong." You say, "What's wrong?" "Oh, nothing's wrong. I'm good." Why are you acting like that? Acting like what? It's all that. But you know that the vibe is off. You can feel something's wrong. And I'm telling you, go with that feeling. If you feel like something's wrong, guess what? Something's wrong. And it needs to be addressed as soon as possible. All right, here we go. Number 2. The second way to know if a man is about to break up with you is he's not talking to you about the future. Hey, Tay, thank you so much for popping in. Look, if he's not talking to you about the future, listen to this, you are not in it. If a man is not talking to you about his future, you are not in his future. Did y'all catch that? Now, if a man is talking about his future, then you're in his future. He's talking to you about it. If he's talking to you about it and he says things like us, things like we, we got to do this. We should go get this thing because it's going to help us to do this thing in the future. We, us, me and you, you and I, like all of those words, all of those phrases lets you know that he's planning to be with you in the future. If you're not hearing any of that, he's probably not planning to be with you in the future. Look, are y'all hearing me? Are y'all catching that? I'm telling you, it's in the language. It's in the phrasings. You know, if he's not talking about you in the future, you're not in his future. If he's not talking about the trips that he wants to take or the car maybe he wants to buy, or he might say, I'm going to get. Everything is, I'm going to get. I'm going to go. I'm going to do. I'm going to be. I'm. That means you are not in his future. Number three, the intimacy is gone. The intimacy is gone. There's no hand holding. There's no up under here. There's no intimate moments together. There's no kissing. There's nothing. The intimacy is gone. Now listen to this, you guys. I've known men. Hey, KT. I've known men who will still have sex. Will still have sex. I didn't say the sex was gone, because for some people the sex is all they have. That's the best. That's the basis of their relationship. That's all they got. But the intimacy is gone. Not the sex necessarily, but the intimacy is gone. And when the intimacy is gone, there's a problem. When the intimacy is gone, there's no connection. There's no bonding. There's no when the intimacy is gone. How do you know when the intimacy is gone? That they're getting up and leaving, being in another room all the time. When that intimacy is gone, it can be very, very difficult. Yes, it is a tough spot to be in. Yes, it's a huge one. No intimacy. All right, let's move on. Number four, all communication efforts turn into fighting efforts. Number four, the fourth sign that a man is about to break up with you is all efforts to communicate are turn into opportunities to fight. Now, listen, we all know it's not going to be anybody's way all the time. Relationships are about compromise. They are, listen, some people want a relationship, but I'm telling you, relationships are tough, and sometimes they can be work. Now, I heard a guy say the other day, I heard him say, I don't want to work on a relationship. I just want a relationship that works. And sometimes if we choose the wrong person, sometimes we'll be trying and working and building and driving and hoping and dreaming and praying and doing everything, trying to make something work. But, at some point in time, you got to come to the realization that either it's going to work or it is not going to work. And you know what? It's going to be okay either way. All right. But the efforts towards communication, they say you got a failure to communicate. That's probably really the biggest problem in most relationships. It's a failure to communicate. But if a person has checked out of the relationship, it doesn't matter what you say. If they already checked out, it don't matter what you say. Matter of fact, they ain't even listening to you no more. They just sit there and smile. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Looking at the date, looking at the time, looking at the date, and because they got a plan for when springtime comes, they getting out of here in the spring. Summertime comes, kids got to school, they out of here. They got a plan. So when you see that communication breaks down, y'all can't get along, every conversation turns into a fight, that person is planning to skip town and get out of there. All right. Yeah, let's see what KT have to say here. He might start spending the night out or coming home late. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good tip to know if a man is about to break up with you. Start spending less time at home. Maybe start coming home later and later and later. Next, before it was coming home at 8 o'clock, but now it's 9 o'clock. Then it's 10 o'clock. Then it's 11 o'clock. Then it's 12, 1, 2. And you have got to say something. You sitting there biting your tongue, trying not to create an argument, but you can't let it go on. You have to speak up. And there we have it. All right, number five. Number five of the signs to know if a man is about to break up with you is he puts up an emotional wall. An emotional wall. You say, what's wrong? Nothing. Why are you acting like that? Acting like what? You act like you don't want to be bothered. What make you say that? like everything is just solid. Everything is a wall. Everything is just, flat. And you can feel it. Again, look, go back to listen. I know, look, you can't totally depend on feelings, right? But sometimes your feelings will give you an indication that something is wrong. When a person is emotionally cold towards you, that might mean that they're warm towards somebody else. It might be cold towards you, but they might be warm towards someone else. Yes. It's the truth. So just know that this it happens, man. Let me jump into some of these comments. KT said, my ex thought he was doing something when he left me and that girl left him. That's what he gets for cheating. Okay. Hey, that's the way it works. That's the way it works. But at the same time, everybody's gonna be all right. Everybody's gonna be all right. Sometimes for some men, they got to learn a few lessons before they go out and get it right. All right. Lavanya said, yeah, or he would say, I'm out with my boys. Don't wait up on me. Stacy said he's out with the boys. That might be a sign of some things to come. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm giving up the game. Thank you so much for popping in. appreciate my people over there. Yes, I'm giving up the game, telling the story. But guess what? Let me tell you something. I could give up all the game in the world, right? And there's still people who are going to go for the game. I'm just trying to help a few people to make some good decisions. Because yes, look, after being a men's counselor for many years, I know all the games and I've seen them all. Right? I know what's coming. So I'm just trying to help those who want to listen to get it and to hear it. All right. So let's talk about what can you do. Let's get to the solution, because we could talk about what happened and what all that stuff all day. But let's talk about solutions. One of the things that I believe that you can do to when you see all of this stuff. Let's start with the vibes. The vibes are off. The vibes are off, right? And you can feel the vibes are off. What do? You guys can chime in down below. Chime in on. Let me hear what y'all have to say on this. But one of the things I think that you can do is, if it means that much to you, you need to find a love coach, find a therapist, find a counselor, find your pastor, find someone that you can both come to and have a conversation because something is wrong. Look, if you were sick and your stomach's turning upside down and you've taken everything in the house. You took everything you could find at CVS, and it's obvious that your fever's not breaking. It's obvious that you're throwing up. It's obvious that you are ill, right? And you might need some stronger medication than over the counter. You got to go to the doctor. And the therapist, the love coach, the life coach, whoever you find, they are like the doctor, and they're going to bring you some solutions to your relationship problems. Now, if you could fix it all yourself, guess what? You wouldn't be getting those negative vibes. If you had all the answers, it would be fixed by now, right? So I'm telling you, if it's worth fixing, go fix it. If it's worth fixing, go fix it. Find a therapist, find a coach, find someone to talk to about what is happening. All right, let's go back down there. So that number 2, I said he doesn't talk about future tense with you. Okay, he doesn't talk about the future with you in it. What do you do about it? Okay, here's my thought on what you do about it. He's not talking to you about the future. Ask him, am I in your future? And then be quiet. Don't go on and on and on and on. Because that. No. Shh. Ask the man, am I in your future? That's what you ask him. Ask the man, am I in your future? Then get quiet and listen to him. Guess what? He might tell you no. So be ready. Look, be ready for the answer, because the answer might be no. You're not in my future. So then what? Does that mean you might as well break up now? Or what do you do then? That's up to you. That's a whole different show. You are my therapist. Got you, boo. Look, if he's not talking about your future with you, ask him, why aren't you talking about your future with me? Do we have a future? Are we getting married? Do you see me as wife material? Ooh, man, if y'all listen to me tonight, some of you will release yourself for relationships, and some of y'all going to get further in the relationship in a positive way. If you listen to this, what I'm saying here tonight, this might help you. So you ask him, am I marriage material? Ask him flat out. Do you see me as a wife? Do you see me as someone who you would want to raise your children, to have your children with? Listen to what I'm about to say, ladies and fellas. Y'all can listen to this too. If the man does not see you in his future, if he doesn't see you in his future, right? And he's not talking about it, trust me, he's thinking about it. He's just not talking about it. He's just thinking about it. He's thinking about what kind of mother you're going to be. He's thinking about, even let's say he got kids already. He's thinking about how you would be as a mother. He's thinking about it already. So even if he's not telling you, he's thinking about it. So you might as well ask him and get it out on the table. All right. Let me pause on this right now and see what Stacy said. How long when dating should you ask him that? How long? Huh. Well, you know what? I can't give a timeline, but soon. Like, depends on how old you guys are, right? If you are 23 years old and you talking about does he see you as in his future? I don't think that's the time to be looking to talk about the future. You need to figure out who you are and what you want. But let's say you're in your 30s, you're around marrying age. Within the first 3 to 6 months, matter of fact, within the first 3 months, I think there should be a conversation because look, the guy is either thinking about it or he's not thinking about it. If he's thinking about it, how come he's not telling you? Because if a guy's thinking that you're marriage material, guess what? He's going to have the conversation that you are marriage material. He's going to tell you. He's going to say it. If he's not saying it, he's trying to figure it out. And figuring it out could be a long time. So you decide how long you're going to give a person to figure it out. All right. What's going on? Shantae's in the house. All right. Got to keep going. Some sage for negative vibes. I hear that. Let me see. Did I miss somebody up here? I think I missed LV. She said, let's be real. Experience is the best teacher. Ain't nothing being revealed that hasn't been experienced. Ooh, that's good. It's true. So don't ignore the experience. Don't ignore the experience. Let's see what else we got. KT said, we got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen to the answers he about to give you. Am I your future wife? Am I in your future? A man will tell you, but if you're talking, you will miss it. You'll miss it. Let me get back to my number 4. What you gonna do? So what do you do? In the case where it looks like he's about to break up with you and your communication has broken down and you want to save the relationship, what do you do? You want to save the relationship. What do you do? Here's what I'm recommending. I recommend there's a technique that is used in therapy. And I don't know what the real name of it is, but here's a name you can remember. I hear you say. Communication is breaking down, right? And he says, you don't listen to me. Every time I try to say something, you don't listen to me. Now, let me pause for a second. When somebody uses the words every time and always, you always do X, Y, Z. And you never do ABC, always and never, right? Those are continuation, completion words, and they're almost always wrong. So when a person says you always, do you have statistical data to back up the fact that you're saying that I always do X, Y, Z, and I never do ABC? All right. Those are buzzwords, you guys. You hold on to that. When a person says I always do, always, you automatically know that's automatically false, because nobody always does whatever it is that they're trying to say you did. Nobody never does. Never. Do you have statistical data that backs up what you said and saying that I do this every time? And if you don't, then you can't say it, right? But here's what it is. So you hear he makes a statement, you never listen to me. So you say, what I hear you saying is, that's the technique, what I hear you saying. And you repeat back what he said. What I hear you saying is, you don't feel respected and you feel like I don't listen to your perspectives You feel like, am I cutting you off? You're saying I'm cutting you off and not allowing you to say. And you know what? He might say, no, you know what? That's not what I'm saying. When you repeat back what you heard him say, you are more than likely going to be wrong, and he'll correct your words, because no man wants to be misquoted by you. All right, no man wants to be misquoted by you. So it's what I hear you say. Tell him what I hear you say. What I hear you say. All right. LV said, fix what can be fixed and let go. If things don't change, the anxiety confirmed it was time to go. Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes that's the case. And yes, fix what can be fixed. But sometimes people don't know what can be fixed. Sometimes they don't know how to fix what, listen, when you're with a masculine man and he's not talking to you, and all your words are just becomes like a shouting match, y'all trading insults and all of that. You don't know what to do. You could do what KT said, run, but sometimes you don't know what to do. But so I'm suggesting that you use some techniques like that. What I hear you say, what I'm hearing you say is, and you repeat what you heard the person saying before you respond to what they said. And then you make your statement and he does the same thing. That's something you got to go to therapy to get that, to get exactly how to do that. But that's a good start for success in this area. 5, he's got an emotional wall up. What do you do when a man has an emotional wall up? Sometimes there's nothing you can do. I'll be honest with you. No one will lower their wall unless they want to. Now, if he wants to, you can let him know that you recognize that he's cold towards you. You recognize he's got an emotional wall up. You recognize that he's not listening to you. You guys are not vibing. And you let him know, I am here for you. I'm here for you. I'm not against you. I'm for you. And I want this to work. I want this to work. He's either going to go with it or he's not. He's either going to go with it or not. But he needs to know that you are with it, with the process. He's either going with you or he's not. But let him know you're on his side and you want nothing but success for him. And but the choice is his as to where this is going to go. He gets to choose if he's going to stay in the relationship, and if he's going to stay in it, he's got to be in it. If he's not going to be in it, he's got to go. You got to go, because then that's your choice to decide to move on. All right. Let me see. Did I miss any comments here? See if I'm missing any comments. All right. I think I got everybody. So look, if you guys got a question, let me hear what you have to say. Let me hear your perspectives. All right. Let me hear what you guys got to say about this. All right. So this is my thought. This is what I believe that, yes, men are dealing with stuff in their minds, but nobody gets to treat you badly. Come on, are y'all listening to me tonight? Nobody gets to treat you badly just because they're going through something, just because they're not feeling good, just because whatever, the sky is blue turning orange. I don't care what it is. Nobody gets to mistreat you. And nobody can mistreat you without your permission. Nobody can slam the door in your face if you don't allow it. Nobody can enter your house unless you open the door. You open the door, they can come in. Nobody gets to treat you less than respectful unless you agree to it. Do you agree? If you don't agree, then decide. This is how I must be treated. This is how I must be treated. I told my client, I said, look, being with you, that man should see you as like Disney World. Going to Disney World, small world. It's a small world after, like they got everything. They got the best of the best. They are the best of the best. People save up for money, for time. They work all year, vacation pay, just to go to Disney World. You got to see yourself as the best, the absolute best that a person could have in their life. And then you treat yourself that way. How do you teach somebody how to treat you? By the example you set for yourself. If you set the example, other people will follow. Whatever that example is, other people will follow. If you don't, but if you set a bad example, guess what? Other people will follow the bad example. So raise the bar in your own life. If you don't like the results that you're getting from these situations, raise the bar. And I'm telling you, there are men who will come up to that high bar and they will meet you right where you are. Your bar shouldn't be on the ground. Somebody asked me on the interview, should women lower their standards? The men all feel that the women should lower their standards. I said no. You absolutely should not. You should raise your standards every morning. Speak it every morning. Empower yourself, lift yourself, encourage yourself every morning using affirmations. I'm working on a product for morning affirmations of love. I also got a CD, you guys. Look, if you guys are interested, I'll drop it in the comments section there. I'll pin it to the comments where you guys get my I did a CD cut, affirmations of love, and it's free. I'll give it to you free. Right? You could drop a donation in there if you like. Helps the cause. But I'm telling you, you got to surround yourself with words of affirmation that lift you, so that when these situations come, you believe in yourself and you have self-respect. And you don't allow a person to treat you like dirt just to say you got a man. You don't allow a person to smack you around or abuse you emotionally, physically, spiritually. You don't allow that. You don't allow that. Why? Because you set the standard. You are Disney World. It's a small world after all. You are Disney World. And you decide. You don't let other people decide the value. Some people don't find Disney World valuable, so they don't go. Good. Because Disney World only wants fans. Only fans. Disney World only wants fans, want people who really want to be there. That's how you should be. You should be that which people really want to be there. Yes, man. It is good dating a person from. Is it good to date people from your past? That ain't what we talk about today, Shantae. Is it good to date a person from your past? If they gonna treat you right, we'll pull that one up in the future. Should you date your ex? Yes. Know your worth. Never settle for less. Stacy, that's what I'm talking about. Never Never. Because if you settle for less, somebody had a post the other day, and it said, should you, the guy was telling the ladies in the post, like, y'all, sometimes y'all want too much. Sometimes y'all this, sometimes y'all that. Sometimes y'all should date down. Consider dating down. You might find a good man. I said, you know what? You might find a good man. I had to reply because I couldn't take it. I said, you know what? But here's the problem with dating down. When you date down, you live down. You experience down. And if you date down, you might marry down. And after you marry down, you're going to have some down kids and have a down lifestyle. And your whole life is just down. It's down, down, down. Everything is down. But I believe it's the reverse if you decide to live an up life. If you decide to live an up life, guess what? Everything is up. You decide to date up, there's a different mentality when you date up. There's a different conversation going on when you date up. There's a different vibe going on when you date up. When you date up, you'll be blessed with a mate who thinks up, and you'll have up kids. You live in an up neighborhood, and you live an up lifestyle. When you date up, when you think up, you got to think high to rise. So don't date down of any sort. Don't do anything down. Everything needs to be up. Everything needs to be up. KT said, I realize you have to date people that have the same lifestyle as you, or it becomes chaotic. It's a fact. It's a fact. I'd say a better lifestyle. You need to have something to aspire to. You need to have somebody to aspire to, somewhere to go. Oh, is this because you can do where you are right now by yourself? But I believe that scripture that said one could chase 1,000 and two could put 10,000 to flight. That means you could do 10 times more with a high quality person by your side. 10 times more. 10 times more. I don't know about you, but I like 10 times more. 10 times more is much better. All right, you guys. So this is what we got going on. So my tech person is like, we're still working out the stuff on the new program that's coming out, but it's coming. I will let you guys know as it comes, when it's ready. I just want it to be right when it's ready so we can blast off and make it happen. So I'll let you guys know more about it as it comes closer. It'll definitely be out by Monday because we got to get rolling on the program. It's called Finding the One. Finding the One. I want all of you to join the program when it comes. So please forgive me for being slow on getting it out, but it's coming. And I want you guys to be all a part of it. All right. Look, if you have if you got some kind of comment, you got a question about a Love Coach question, you want to see a certain show come up, hit me on the inbox, on the email there, or follow me at lovecoachatlanta@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Love Coach Atlanta. And that's where we make it happen. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for your time and for your attention. Until next time, peace and love. Bye.